Hall on Monday, June 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. If we would all rise to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have several people in the audience tonight, so I think we will do roll call.
Stephanie Finnegan, City Council.
Osakis, City Council.
Judy Dvorak, Mayor.
Tim Thornblum, City Council.
Randy Anderson, City Council.
And if you could introduce yourself, please.
Sam Schroed.
Raquel Schroed.
Iris Holden. Craig Dropick. Travis Mendorf.
Shannon Sampson.
John Swinstead.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I do have an addition of equipment that from Midwest Machinery for the sprayer from Darren, and then also just a report from Kevin Kruger, WSP, regarding the sanitary sewer replacement project.
And I will just add that to Public Works and the Main Street project, if that's okay with council.
Yep.
With those additions, I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the agenda as presented with the additions of the sprayer equipment purchase. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move on to the consent agenda.
If no one has any questions, comments, or concerns, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda and the bills of $323,477.84.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda and approval of bills for $323,477.84. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project 343, the fireworks. We've gotten a lease from the country club wanting to charge us $2,500 to lease the grounds for the annual fireworks events this year. Craig has taken some time and looked into the possibility of some other places that may be feasible. Yep, come on up and talk.
Yeah, I guess it's easier. So I guess we put it together, and I know that they were invited to be here tonight. As far as that, going back 40 some years, we've never paid other than $1 for the lease out there. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. My thought is I did look at Dana Hetland's, which is across the pond. The creamery, and then with we talked about like the sewer ponds out on 8th Avenue, possibly in that area, and then also with Bonnie Schultz's on County Road 10 and doing it in the curve right there. And I think that'd be really beneficial for the lake, you know. So I'm kind of open for creamery's another option there, but then we put a lot more cars right on the main road and in that area. But I'm open for ideas. So
I like being close to the lake, because I know there are a lot of people that take advantage of being on boats
Yep.
on the lake. So that is very nice.
And did you say Dana is open to having?
Yep. Him and Ginger had talked about it. I was out there a week ago and did that. We'd have to change our show a little bit just because of the proximity where everything is we could do it there. We'd have to light all the shells, and then the finale would be on its own at the end, just because we'd have to have the finale set up directly behind the main display because we don't have the area to spread it out as far. So
crazy question. It's been a while since I've actually watched the fireworks from the golf course. I know there's a lot of people that park on the roads going up to the golf course, and I know there's a lot who actually sit on the golf course. Do you know about how many people would actually
I'd say
sit?
there's at least 500 up there,
Okay,
any given time, so.
So then any of these places are gonna run into the issue where people will not have the opportunity to probably sit like they.
Yep, there won't be any sitting, it'll all be from their vehicle. Yep, or like Bonnie's on the curve would be from a boat, and we'd get a lot more people on the boat, you'd see a lot more of the show versus just the big shells if we're on the lake, so.
I assume people on the street and stuff too.
Yep.
Clearings and
Yeah, in between the clearings wherever you could, or,
Osakis
yeah.
beach.
Does the fire department as a whole, or those shooting it off, do they have a preference as to what they
just-
think might be the best?
We can talk about it more. I mean, I look at it like when they come back with this $2,500 on their deal with their letter that they wrote. So I did put it together. I don't know if Angela gave you that copy.
Yeah.
Once we get,
So I donate my time to go get them. I get reimbursed mileage. It's my truck, it's my trailer, about 4 hours. We have for sorting and prep for the fireworks, we have 2 to 3 hours. I put 2 hours at 20 guys. And that's a mandatory for everybody. And then the night of the fireworks is 4 hours from start to finish. I was looking at it being on the low side. I said $20 an hour, and that would come out at like $2,600. And I look at where the golf carts wrote in their letter, and 10 to 12 man hours of overtime, that's $50 to $60 an hour.
I mean, and just to be completely honest and transparent, which whoever is looking at this, it really did boil down to, we are not plowing their public, their private way up there. I mean, that's just the nuts and bolts of it. And I think for the record, we need to get it, and we can have some further discussion on it, but I don't think the city should be in the business of plowing anyone's private property, whether it's a business or residential. So, I mean, I think you guys looking at other avenues will be great. And if,
Yeah. And I don't want to be the one to go out and say, we raised $10,000 or $12,000 for fireworks, but we got to pay somebody to have it on their property.
Right.
Nobody's going to want their donations to be going towards that.
and I assume you guys also have training for,
I hold the license for the city, so I go through it. I wrote in the letter here when Angela did. You look at it, we spend the whole day, 7 o'clock at night, and our policy is 0, so there's no alcohol that whole day for everybody. But then our families are sitting there watching, we're down lighting,
well, you're not looking up, you're looking down.
we're looking down.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what Travis came up here too, and he can vouch too, but he's the only one that sees the whole show except for the last 5 or 7 minutes. Because he's up on the finale boxes, so.
Craig, would there be any issue with doing it on school grounds and all? Can they do that out by the football field where there'd be, more parking?
If the school would take and allow it, I don't know. As far as that, I don't know if they would or not. That'd be an avenue we could cross,
I thought of that too, but then. What's their
Yep,
policy?
yeah.
Are you looking for us to just give you we think you should do it?
Well,
Or if we.
I don't want to be the only one to make the final say of this is where we're going. I know they were invited here tonight, to try to come to an agreement on it.
Is there any concern with proximity to the foods, dry grass, any of that kind of stuff for adults?
We lay right over the cattails every year down there, so we just,
I guess
When it's from the right direction.
yeah. We always hope that we get a south wind down there because it carries everything out across, so our cleanup is a lot easier.
Sure. Okay.
But we'll do wherever,
I guess my vote would be over at Schultz's.
Dan, I think we have to really give him a direction tonight because we're less than a month away from.
Yeah.
So, and it would be interesting to just try a new venue, and I agree with Tim. I think that'd be nice for people on the lake.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
They can still park on 27 like they
Well,
are.
they can park wherever they want.
And clearings on Lake Street that are open and.
Yeah.
For Linwood.
I would say,
I mean, if you guys are open or whatever, me and Travis, we can run out there tonight and take a peek again with Craig and walk around and, you know,
Dana's or Schultz's, I
Yep.
think would be fine. The one thing I do think about having it at Dana's, if the country club does count on selling things, I mean, I haven't been up to the country club
Yep.
for quite a while to watch it, but if they do count on selling things, you know, will they still get that traffic and maybe generate some revenue? That I don't know, and nobody's here to speak to that. But I think between those two spots,
I was gonna say, but they'll have the opportunity to have the golf course open that entire
Right,
day.
right,
versus
right.
Us having them.
well, they can make the $2,200 that they lose in tea time revenue.
Right.
You know, and that was our option too. If somebody would have been present, is do we move our start time back? You know, when we set up at 7 to 8 o'clock, you know, just puts us in a little more time crunch of doing it, but we'll do it, you know.
Well, and the fact, even if you look at Bonnie's, people can still park on the east side of the lake and watch it across the lake.
Yep.
So there's still that parking, even though you're not right underneath it, but you can still watch it.
And we may get less traffic on 27.
Yep.
I mean, we've done it there in pretty close proximity anyway.
Yep.
I mean, that seems a little bit safer.
What is, there's still a lot of traffic on that road, you know,
100%.
And it's
So-
dark.
yeah.
I guess just for a timeline, I would make the motion for the fire department to pursue Dana Hetland or Schultz's property, and whichever you feel is the safest and will result in the best show, that's the one that you go with.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the fire department to move forward with either Dana Hetland's or Bonnie Schultz's property, whichever is more conducive to their display and a good show. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Then with that, do we have a dollar amount in mind to settle on?
I know earlier we had talked about 10,000.
Yep.
Are we still good with that amount?
A little bit more than last year.
Yeah, we were at 9 last year.
Haven't bumped about it.
Yeah.
10,000.
Yeah.
Good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will that work for what you have?
Oh, yeah. So that's what we had in mind, myself, Travis. Travis helped me with it and trying to make sure we get it and
Do you
put on the best show we can.
Amount in a motion, Angela, just for record. I'll make the motion to spend up to $10,000 on the fireworks show.
Motion has been made and seconded to, let the fire department up to $10,000 for fireworks. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And when it does get decided, is that something that?
I'll get with Angela so we can get the lease agreement done and then it'll get posted right away so we can get it out there. So that way it's publicized right away and we can all share it. So
Thank you, thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Project 46, water and sewer EDU charge. Last month, we read, the first reading of an ordinance to start charging a base fee to any properties that has a building, house, or business on the property that is currently not paying, for water. This would be a base fee unless they use the property throughout the year, then they would pay a minimum of 6 months at the regular rate. Currently only done with residential customers. Tonight will be the second reading of that ordinance. Should a motion be made first before we read the ordinance?
I would like to mention, I did send out letters, and I think there was, might be people in our audience tonight regarding that. Or you would.
Okay.
Before the motion, you can read it, and then.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Thank you for directing me that. Ordinance amending the City of Osakis City Code Chapter 50, General Water and Sewer to include a minimum charge for availability of utility services provision. The City Council of the City of Osakis, Minnesota does ordain Section 1 that the City of Osakis hereby amends Chapter 50 by adding section 50.07 to the Osakis City Code, which shall read as follows. 50.07, minimum charges for availability of utility services. In accordance with Minnesota Statute 444.075, subdivision 3C, minimum charges for the availability of water or sewer service may be imposed on all premises abutting on streets or other places where municipal water mains or sewers are located, whether or not connected to them. Minimum charges for the availability of utility services are listed in the city's fee schedule and are collected from all system users and those who have reasonable access to sanitary, sewer, and water utilities. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect upon its adoption, approval, and publication in the official newspaper. And we have some people that would like to ask questions or address this.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, what had sparked the idea behind this? Did this have anything to do with the water main bursting on, up at Lake Street there?
No. This has been in conversation for, probably since the end of last year.
Okay.
Between the EDA and the council, we've been discussing this over the course of many months.
How many properties are affected by this?
Right now, it's minimal. I think it's 9.
And what is the money going towards then?
The water goes strictly to water, or the public works.
Yeah, we're just kind of curious if the city actually pays to maintain these vacant water mains, or kind of if you're incurring fees right now that aren't being covered, and that's what you're hoping to do?
Well, they're not see now you're getting into a position that I don't know how to answer that.
I was wondering if it was going towards main.
Right,
It's
like
a
if there's a
emergency fund, if
service.
there's-
Yes, and that, all of those monies go to maintain all of our water and sewer. So should a problem arise near one of those locations, even though they're not using the utilities, it would still be on us to fix it.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good, and then.
Did I do okay, right? I know that you're more into this than I am. Okay.
I'm curious, what's the minimum fee
Yeah,
that
the fee
would be the
schedule.
charge for,
$37.75, I believe, right now.
that's
Okay.
full year, or did you say 6 months for the?
That's a
Yeah,
month.
that's per month.
Okay, so like 450, I can't do that, to be
So
honest.
it's right now-
Yeah, you're in the
It's close to
ballpark.
what we would pay property tax on that
Yeah,
lot,
that we're
is, I
already
guess,
paying,
why
so double our
I should do that, but.
tax.
So Angela, you're gonna know their property much better than I do. Is it something that they can conjoin this particular property?
Well, and it's only if there's a residence on there, so they have
Okay.
2 places on their property, 2
Yeah, one is our
homes.
home, and then the other one is
It had been rental
a
for,
rental for many years, and we didn't wanna be landlords essentially.
Gotcha.
and eventually we are in the process of saving up for land to move that off.
Okay,
So if we don't have a building there, then does that apply to us?
Right now, no, it does
No.
not.
Even though the water lines and the sewer
Yep.
are still there?
It's right now, the ordinance is written so that it only goes to properties where there is a building or some type of structure.
What if we were to put the wheels on the trailer house
Yeah,
as a
or
loophole?
like
Because
top of
technically that
main,
means,
or,
I think you're still available to use water in your structures there to use it, and that's what they're looking at, is that we wanna see.
intent.
If there's water in there, you're paying a minimum because we're maintaining it, the cost is on the city to keep this available anytime you want to use it.
Is there anyone else that wanted to have any questions about this? Then I will come back to the council and, is there any discussion? Do we want to move forward, with adopting the ordinance?
Do you want to just say anything?
Oh, so certainly.
I'm just thinking in terms of like dollar value, if you take like my center point or my Excel, this is 4 times more as a base fee than any of my other utilities that are not in use, but we still pay on.
Yeah,
If that
I would
makes
say our
sense.
center point
Yep.
is roughly
Yeah,
$12.
like $10 to $12. So I just want to put that out there, that this seems like exorbitant.
And is this something that they could just say for everyone, include a $2 to $3 fee to create an emergency fund so the city doesn't have to fork it out? You know, say cap it at 20 or 30 grand, and once that's met,
Or they
then we don't
already,
need to,
that $37 that we're gonna be, or are they also putting money into this large pool that would match that same amount?
The water,
Actually more.
the water and sewer are supposed to self-pay for themselves just like a business. And every time we go to borrow land, borrow money to fix the systems, the rural water helps us decide what that EDU should be. And they asked us, last time we actually raised it was actually less than what they recommended.
Okay.
And now we're fixing all these projects going on, we're struggling to pay for them
So
because
that's
we
kind of
probably
where
didn't
this came
ask for
from.
enough.
Yeah, okay.
So try to spread that cost to everybody who has access to it is what this is about.
Okay, yeah, and that's why we're here, because we just kind of, we got the letter,
Mhm.
we didn't get a ton of information, we
we
didn't
see
know.
the
what was
ordinance
gonna-
with it.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, so we're just here to try to like flesh
Nope,
out why it's happening, why the amount.
So the rural development is trying to help us make sure we pay for what we need to
I was
pay for to
saying,
take care of
and
the system.
in fact, their last cost came back to us that they thought we should be charging like $48.25.
And is this something that's just gonna continue to be raised throughout the years?
Each year we
Each-
evaluate.
Yeah, each year we evaluate it. I don't remember when that actually is, sometime here, latter part of the year, isn't
Usually,
it?
you know, after budget time, around the same time.
So it'll be, but the cost, if you know, and I'd have to look back too, but we haven't really raised
No, we're
those
pretty
fees. You know, it's been a nominal raise every year. It's
Yeah.
not been a big jump.
Oh, and historically, we see that, we appreciate that.
Make a motion to pass ordinance number 146 for the city of Osakis.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to move forward with the adoption of ordinance change number 146. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
It's got the budget.
We did. Project number 22, expenditure budget, revenue budget. Angela has supplied us with a lot of information here as far as the 2026 budget thus far. Following completion of the June financials, the council will receive a mid-year budget review, and that will be the starting point for our 2027 budget and identifying any adjustments needed for the remainder of 2026. Does anyone have any questions for Angela about the current paperwork? I haven't really gone into a lot of depth because I figured we're gonna get a new one in July, right?
Another month, yeah, so it'll be mid-year.
So just reading paperwork for you kids. Project number 24, the liquor store. Troy, is asking us to hire or to approve hire of Carter Z and David Williamson. I know that Riley has resigned her position at the liquor store, so he's looking to replace her. And also, I know Angela sent us out an email regarding several issues that City Hall is having. I, as liaison, have been talking to him about these issues for several months. So I'm gonna have to have a pretty strong meeting with him and see what we can do to help. I know Lynette has offered to, help also, so we'll have to maybe have her there too, Angela, if that'd be okay.
The one thing I was thinking also, I know you and Tim are on the liquor committee. And when he was hired, the MMBA helped us. I'm wondering if maybe this is something that they can chime in with again.
You know, but the MMB though, I don't know, this is more of a paperwork issue, and I don't know, do we really want to get the MMB?
Well, I kind of feel like just from the email that it could be like a staffing issue too. That
And we
later
certainly,
part of the,
I don't think it hurts to reach out to them just because they've dealt with the same situations, maybe they have some point of views that maybe would help.
would Troy have Brenda's number or?
I'm sure he does.
Okay.
I've given it to him. Otherwise I can reach out to or give it to you or whatever.
I was gonna say, cause I'm gonna be, trying to meet with him sometime this week, so, if we don't have it, I'll reach out and get it from you.
yeah, I think he probably just needs a little more guidance because I mean, I know there's a lot going on there, but there's a lot going on in every department.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get a better handle on a lot of stuff
Yep.
that's going on out there. So,
I make a motion to approve the 2 hirings.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve hiring of Carter Z for starting at $13.25 and David Williamson at $14. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And I think he needs to still keep have to be like hiring.
keep
You can
it,
hire 20 people if you can, you
Yeah,
know?
and I see a note here too about the inventory. I'm not happy with that inventory.
Keep it finding.
And I'm gonna have to address that with him too. It just seems like it's been a struggle, so. Is there anything else that, you guys are concerned about that you would like me to address when I visit with him?
My only question is regarding the email that was sent out regarding the person that did resign. More the backstory of that. Just making sure environment is good down there and that we're not having issues with the environment. I can put it that way.
You have cameras down there?
Yes.
Good ones.
So could we figure out what happened in that situation?
when does it re-record? How often
I
does it?
think it's 30 days.
That should be on there.
Do we have to, we're allowed to refuse serving people? Is that something that?
Right.
Yeah.
Small town, you know, this is what you get, but. it's not
Well, and that's the biggest thing is we're a small town and our small town should know better.
Sorry, we're not gonna.
I know, it is. It's
Yeah.
one of those tough subjects where you don't want to turn away business, but at the same time, our staff should feel comfortable. Yes, if you wouldn't mind just touching base and
Yes.
just getting a little history, because I want to make sure other staff are comfortable and not,
Yep, I most certainly will. I'll be.
Thank
two
you.
sides to every story, maybe, just to make sure it wasn't.
Yep.
yes,
I'll be,
Side, so.
I'll be touching base with him tomorrow.
thank you.
Great.
Project number 73, first responders. Shannon has requested council to approve to appoint Stephanie Larson as a secretary until the end of 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Stephanie Larson as the first responder secretary for the remainder of 2026. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I do have one more item on here.
Okay.
So Hattie was the secretary treasurer.
Yep.
I have been in contact with her several times because she still has some first responder property. And she stopped responding to me. I told her that we had a meeting tonight and I would like to get an update as to when she could return. I think there's a, what do you call it, a bag of some sort.
Should be jump bag, pager, and possibly a radio.
Yeah, so, I know that Shannon has also tried. She reached out to me and I have tried, so I'm wondering if Angela, do we have an address for her that we could maybe send her a note, or do you think it would be more helpful if she got a call from City Hall? I mean, I don't think she cares it's me that's calling.
Right?
I'm thinking that might be next.
Right. I mean, I just feel like this is city property. This has been since December. Let's not let it go on so that we forget about it and all of a sudden we're short all that stuff, so.
Very true.
Do you think, like, what would be appropriate? Should we see if Chad would call
Yep.
him?
I like
Yep.
that option.
Yep.
I can give you her number after the meeting if he doesn't have it, so.
I'm gonna be talking to him tomorrow too, so I can certainly.
Oh, okay, I'll give you the number then.
Okay,
Great, thank you. I know Shannon will appreciate that also.
project number 76, our police department. Chad has made a request to, have the city make the employer contribution associated with his leave period last, summer. He would be responsible for paying the employee portion, and then we would be responsible for paying an additional $5,922.98. This has happened a couple of times with Chad where he's made this request, and the employer contributions were paid. That was in 2010 and 2015. So I'm going to open it up to the council with their thoughts on that.
Is there any language in the contract that tells us supposed to be handled?
And so then I reviewed it, but I don't recall anything.
I didn't think of it till he came tonight, that I could even looked at an example at my work, but.
It does say it is not required, though.
No.
I get when he was doing military. And there are certain circumstances, but then, I mean, that's a big chunk of change that budgetary. Where's that gonna come from? We gave Cal a bump because he was filling in for Chad in that position. I just,
Again, I'm not normal, I don't know how it's normally handled. I mean, as far as across different entities.
Has this ever happened with any other employee that you can recall?
I cannot recall another person. I know Cal was on military leave too, and he never requested anything.
And if we don't approve the employer contribution, then he can't add the employee contribution then either,
That's
correct?
my understanding, yeah. It's an all, everybody does it.
So it's something, and I'm remembering that they were required to pay both. Maybe that's total insurance.
I could research that if you wanted to have me just look at that before you make a decision and just see if the contract says anything. I don't recall anything in there, but that doesn't mean it doesn't say something to.
If it says on the contract, we have to do it. Right.
And we have time, we have till October, correct?
Yeah, give me a chance to take a look at some examples. So yeah, we have 3 units.
Then if you want to take a look at the contracts, that'd be great. Maybe we should table this to a further meeting, please.
I'll make a motion to table until further investigation of contracts.
Is it worth a discussion with the league or our attorneys? Because they're labor, strong in the labor relations too. I don't know if it's worth paying an attorney or not.
It's up to you if you want me to check with them and.
Well, let's start with their contract,
Yeah,
I would
sounds
say.
Yeah, if it's in there, then it's kind of.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I did second that, the tape, but
Okay.
Motion has been made and seconded to table Chad Goldbrunson's request for para. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project number 205, Public Works. Mr. Quistorf is continuing to employ Dan Fiddler as the city's seasonal lawnmower and is requesting council consideration of a wage increase. Dan worked the 2024 and 2025 seasons, and is currently at $16 an hour. Darren is requesting $1 per hour wage increase. Dan does a great job for us and is dependable. And currently, right now, our budget is okay for the 12 weeks with the $17
Right.
wage.
Yeah.
So then it would just come down to if Darren needs him for extra time.
I think you'd like to see him until the end of September if we have the option.
And 12, he started the first part of May, I believe it said.
Yeah, he worked a few hours, probably 30 hours in total for those 2 weeks, and then he was more. He's not full-time any week, but relatively close.
So with that being said, it could carry over into September a little bit anyway, depending on the weather too.
Yes. That's a variable, yeah.
Part-time in this position doesn't have any benefits. So
No.
correct.
Right.
No.
My thought would be if you wanted to give them a little bit more, you could use some of the funds that are coming from this state highway project refund. And shuffle a little bit of it towards it and then
I was gonna say,
see
but
where it comes out.
But currently, right now, we don't really have to really make a whole big decision until August
I
meeting.
can update you each, yeah.
I was gonna say, because by the August meeting, we'll know how many hours we've got used up of those 480 that we've kind of allotted towards his work.
Yeah.
Because if we have a really dry summer, they're not gonna be mowing all that much, depends on the weather.
It does.
And we can track it a little closer.
Yeah.
I think you got a good idea.
Yeah.
I will make the motion to give him the $1 an hour raise and reevaluate hours in August.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve our wage increase for Dan Fiddler and to reevaluate hours at the August meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Darren has also requested to buy a sprayer tank for behind one of the lawnmowers, I believe he told me. Well, he texted me, but I don't have my phone.
That's about right. That's what it looks like.
And he has, they're not replacing, this is brand new.
Yep, they've never owned their own.
Yep.
It's got it in his budget.
I didn't ask,
He has equipment funds. to use for.
A motion to approve.
Second.
motion has been made and seconded to approve purchase of John Deere sprayer tank for $7,250. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Did he talk to you about the sewer discount? No?
And that's coming up.
It's coming.
Oh, oh, yeah.
I think if that's it. Water lines.
Project 312, the beautification team. I am still doing my research as far as the beautification team. Do you have any type of update from Amber?
But I don't know if she's replied yet. Let me just check quick.
As you look, I will say the runestone plaque that is out there looks amazing. By that big rock,
Yep.
the huge eagle, it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
It's nice. Huh?
Yes.
She had nothing new.
I was gonna say, I know the Heritage Center was very happy with that too. They put
Oh,
a
it
post,
looks
they
so
put a post
nice.
out about that, and so. it
So
was-
very nice.
Yep. Project 49, Main Street project. Angela received a report from Kevin Kruger regarding the next portion of our project. And he will be in attendance, he said, in July, Angela,
July, yes.
to give us a rundown of that report and see where we need to go moving forward. What we do have to address is there is a bill from WSB and then paperwork regarding the contract of Joe Riley Construction, who will be handling the Main Street project.
I will make a motion to pay the WSB bill for $45,154.50, the Main Street project.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve WSB bill for $45,154.50 for the Main Street project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And Joe Riley is the contractor that we approved for the Main Street project this spring. So they have a contract in here. I looked through it. I did not see anything really unusual, but I'm not familiar with all this contract stuff either.
Yeah, the engineer reviewed it and was ready to sign, and we gave him a date of mid-July to end of July. It would be started.
I was very happy with the representative they sent to discuss it with us.
I will make a motion to approve and sign the contract agreement with Joe Riley Construction.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve and sign the contract agreement with Joe Riley Construction on the Main Street project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project number 7, Community Center. The Community Center stripped and waxed, or Service Master, stripped and waxed the floors of the Community Center on June 1st and 2nd. The cost of that process is going to be picked up by the Osakis Senior Club as a donation. I don't know if anybody's been up there, but it looks wonderful. So we're going to try to get that on a little bit better schedule rather than waiting 7 years and then paying an exorbitant amount and having it closed for 2 days. But it was, yeah, it looks really, really nice. And I noticed it was busy all weekend, so.
So is our new machine gonna help keep it up too?
He said he got it working and it's doing its thing, so I hope so.
Cool.
It wasn't working so great when he first got it. That's good help.
Project number 42, Cleanup Day. Cleanup Day was held on May 16th, and the event was supported by West Central Sanitation with volunteers from Osakis Lions, sentenced to serve of Douglas and Pope counties, Pope Douglas Solid Waste, and the Osakis Lake Association. We would like to thank all those people for their support. I think it went pretty flawlessly. A total of 75 vehicles participated in the event, including 10 vehicles associated with the Osakis Lake Association, Police Department, Osakis Police Department also assisted residents who were unable to transport items themselves by picking up and hauling materials to the event. I think we had a pretty good day. The weather was beautiful. And it went, it went flawlessly, I think. Angela, you have anything you want to add to that?
I did get the letter from the Central Sanitation, and it was $434 is what the price was after they did everything for cleanup day, so that was their final price for what we had dumped that day. So that's in addition to what's in your schedule there on your spreadsheet.
And then this money we used for repair, correct? Project number 60, administrative citations. I spoke with, I've been working with Chad, on this to be a little more aggressive, with, any of the citations that were out. So he is in the process of double checking all of these and working with Steve, and we will be issuing administrative citations when the need arises. So I will give you another update at the July meeting where we're at on that. Is there someone here that would like to speak to us about the administrative citation?
Sean?
Oh, that's regarding, hi Janet.
Yes. Yeah.
That's, hi Janet. That's regarding, the property that is located at, 310 First Avenue West on the corner of Oak Street West and First Avenue West, or just on the other end of the block here from the funeral home. It's pretty familiar with, I think, quite a few people in town. It's an extremely derelict building. It's been let go well past the point that that has any structural integrity. It is absolutely not only an eyesore. I've counseled with many of my immediate neighbors, including our friend Janet. And essentially just some of the thoughts I've jotted down here. The sill plates, you can see the sill plates from the road, completely rotten. The house has no structural integrity. There's massive gaping holes underneath a lot of the windows, especially that face Ms. Sampson's place. Birds and vermin have now taken residence in that structure. There's birds flying in and out of what used to be an old attic vent work. It appears as though there's trails of some sort of critter that who can say what, but the big concern would be that those animals do tend to migrate toward other homes, especially working homes with food and things like that. But it's also become essentially a safety hazard, health hazard. There's one of the things I point out to Ms. Sampson is the weather cap in Schedule 40 that houses the hot lines that come off the secondary overhead, hang directly over her garage. The straps are rotten, the nails are bad, the wood is bad. If that thing were to fall, there's an extreme potential for hazard, for electrical hazard, electrical fire, outages, the safety of neighborhood kids. In school time, kids will run across the yard. I know Reese's kids like to, they like to play some catch in there. My concern is if kids started to discover the openings into the basement, where the basement floods, the basement is cracked. It's essentially something that's gone well past the point that it would require some kind of fairly prudent and immediate action to essentially raise that property. That lot could be far better utilized in our community. I mean, it's a blight. If people come from out of town, they park on that block. If they want to go to Tip Top, they want to go to Maine, they want to walk down the lake. People going to a funeral, the first thing they see is this, essentially, don't mean to sound crass, but this death sitting right there in the corner. It's an absolute just blight. And so I think with our campaign to clean up Osakis, so many of us take such pride in our lawns, our yards, especially up and down Oak Street. It's the 2 years since I've moved back to the area. People have put so much pride into their properties and so much work. And then we have that, and essentially, my dad made a comment about it, that it's almost like when you drive out toward Long Prairie, and you'll sometimes see people dump an old couch or a TV in the ditch. Like, well, that's their problem, and I mean, frankly, it gets a little irritating.
Yeah.
Because it's not really our problem.
I will talk to Chad. Chad should be able to help me get started on a process that we can start doing something there, correct?
And do a little bit more,
I will, want me to be talking to him tomorrow, so I'm gonna address this with him tomorrow.
Better slot a lot of time.
It's gonna be a busy morning tomorrow. Project number 219, State Highway 27 project from 2022. In that project from 2022, the city paid a little over $230,000. We evidently overpaid. The state of Minnesota has sent us a refund in the amount of $6,691.66. And that will be remitted to the city as reimbursement for project costs. We can put that in any spot we want to in the budget to be used as any way we want. So I think we'll just kind of put that money somewhere right now and address that when we get our new budget. Or when we look at the budget in June or July. Does anybody have any questions on that? Angela, I know, explained it to me fairly well if you need any clarification.
We didn't get interest on it, did we? Probably should ask for it, maybe. It's a couple of years worth.
I did hear a rumor that.
But it is, as long as it's a refund, I think maybe I'll just not pursue that any
Back
further.
towards fireworks.
blast it off.
Yep, just enjoy it. Then it's all for everybody.
Project number 489, the Main Street Station. Attached are pay applications for the Main Street Station project. Kilmer Electric Company has been working on the project for the past several months. We have several bills here to pay to Kilmer.
I had a little mishap, they were sending the tabs to Eric, he wasn't getting them. And they weren't getting paid and found out he had. So, that's what it is.
Okay,
They got it figured out now.
Do you need separate dollar amounts or can it just be the grand total?
It can be the total, just say, pay Act 1, 2, and 3.
Perfect. I will make a motion to pay applications 1, 2, and 3 for a grand total of $273,980 to Kilmer Electric.
Second.
motion has been made and seconded to approve payment to Kilmer Electric for pay applications 1, 2, and 3 totaling $273,980. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
Well, what are we waiting for that project? Seems like I'm kind of idle.
I haven't asked Darren
We
for it.
started it last fall, didn't they? Or
I do know,
I know there's some equipment they're having a hard time getting.
yeah, they were still waiting for the generator.
Okay.
So I think they've done pre-plan, they've done some electrical, and then they're waiting for this generator, which sounds like it's still a few months out. So, then they might be doing that. It just seems crazy,
I know.
because we got one for the water plant too, and that one's still.
Okay.
I will just put it in, it's ready to hook up.
Oh. Project number 468, special events. We have several special event requests. Osakis Chamber of Commerce, Osakis Days Parade,
Oh,
Central Lakes Cruisers Club for their car show and the VFW Osakis Day Street Dance to be held on June 20th from 8 till 10 p.m.
You need separate requests, or can they all be lumped together?
I think if you want, but I do want to make a correction on the street dance, it's midnight, not 10.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
$2. 2 hours street dance?
That's what she said. It says 8 to 12 a.m.
I think the food goes to 10.
But you could, yeah, you could make a motion for all three of them unless you have specific one, you make a change to.
The application for the VFW was correct though, correct?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I just,
12 a.m.
okay.
A motion to approve the special events for the Osakis Chamber for the parade, Central Lakes Cruise Club, and the VFW.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve special events for Osakis Days Parade on June 21st, Osakis Cruisers on July 11th, and VFW Street Dance on June 20th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project number 213, beach lifeguards. Emma Rose Ossinger will be returning for the 2026 season. Angela is still working on hiring a 2 more, you're thinking?
I'd like to have one more, but after, like I said, they're after May, it's difficult to get lifeguarding training anymore. They only do it if they have 5 people. So just get on the list, so. Could get it, could not get it, so.
We need to start earlier talking about it, maybe? Put it earlier on our.
We started in March trying to get this out and tell them, I think the kids don't think about
They don't think
summer.
about
No,
So you're
yes,
like, well,
yeah.
I need this job, and what should I do?
That's a dumb idea.
So, we're trying, but if I can get them work, through it this year, or at least have a contact for next year, maybe we can get them in earlier, so. See what they can do.
What do you do if we don't? Get on.
If they don't get in,
If it's one person, it's gonna be they're gonna be pretty busy this summer.
yeah. Well, right
Cover
now,
all the
we will
hours.
have Emma Rose, we have, Connor that's back and Aaron that's back, so we have 3.
Okay.
But like ideally, one more would be good, so that they can rotate and they're not there as long, but, we do have 3, and that's okay. We're gonna have some openings even with that, but we have a lot of it covered.
I'll make a motion to hire Emerald's Ossinger at $16 for lifeguard.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve hire of Emma Rose Ossinger at $16 for lifeguard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project number 229, election and election judges. Oh, all this is gonna be honest, like in no time at all. Elections, we do have 3 seats opening up on the council. Council member Stephanie Finnegan, council member Laura Backus, and Mayor Judy Dvorak. Anyone interested in filing to run for any of these offices has to do it between July 14th and the 28th. Because the primary will be held on August 11th. So anybody interested, anybody have any questions, reach out to council members, reach out to the mayor. We'd be more than happy to answer them as far as what we do here and what it actually involves sitting in these chairs. It's an interesting job. So anybody interested, like I say, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to discuss it with you. We do have to appoint,
Phone's gonna be ringing off the hook.
I was gonna
Right?
say, and look at these guys in the audience laughing at me.
I think they're just anticipating putting in their names.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it is an interesting job. And if life changed, if life things were different, I would be running again. But life things aren't quite where they should be, so. We have to look at appointing election and election judges. The primary election will be on August 11th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the general election will be November 3rd from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We must appoint election judges to administer the elections for the city. The list of election judges includes individuals from the city of Osakis, Orange Township, and Osakis Township. I was going to ask Angela, and I forgot, is this list comprehensive or does this have substitutes on it?
Does have substitutes on it, yes. The ones that have said they are willing to serve at this point. If I do have somebody else that comes on, I'll ask again to add them, but right now we're just asking for ones that all have said they would be on it for me. And typically I would ask for primary and then general, but I'm just gonna do it all at one. If I don't have to ask you for your approval, I'm sure you want me to administer elections, you sure you want election? So it's kind of a formality, to do it, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I received an email that I forwarded to Angela from Mary Franson regarding changes to absentee voting procedures. I was fairly certain that Douglas County handled that issue, and Angela did clarify that for me. So absentee ballots are administered by the county based on the information provided, and the county administration of absentee voting. Our city's absentee voting time frame is at 18 days.
And they're taking care of all. We've never administered absentees, nor do I want to.
No.
They have their process and.
I was gonna say, easier for them to keep it in-house up there,
Yeah.
so. So yes, Angela's looking for approval for election judges and then to maintain the 18-day absentee voting time frame.
So moved.
Second. Motion has been made and seconded to appoint election judges for August 11th and November 3rd elections with the list provided by Angela and maintain the current 18-day absentee voting time frame. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Project number 46, water rates summer. In past summers, the city has offered a seasonal sewer adjustment for residents who use significant amounts of water for lawn watering or filling swimming pools during the summer months of June, July, August, and September. Under this program, residents are billed for the actual water used. However, their sewer charges remain at a flat base rate rather than being calculated based on increased water consumption during those months. In 2026, the proposed base sewer rate would be $41 per month for qualifying residents participating in the program. Darren expressed some concerns to me about us doing this. And I didn't bring in my phone. What did he tell you the same thing?
Yeah, basically he said he doesn't agree with it. There's no proof on where that water's going, what they're doing with any of, like, is it going back into the sewer somehow? There's no proof on it. And he said with everything else going up, the costs of chemicals upgrades this year that we gotta do out at the ponds, and that's basically what he texted me to.
I don't think we have a lot of people who utilize this.
There isn't a whole bunch. I always did just because I filled
20, 25 people, maybe 30.
I did, because I got a pool and across it. I get why they do it, just don't know, I can't quantify. You know, I know at the school, they got meters on the water, and that's how much you don't pay sewer on for irrigation, so.
Right.
Of course. We don't wanna do that for residents, and I don't know what Allen does for residents, but.
I was gonna say, but like for a pool, you wouldn't see a big change just when you empty it then, right?
Nobody use it, I mean,
The pool's that way for evaporation, having the pool open, a lot of it goes into the air, but when they do drain it, it shouldn't go down the drain, but
right,
it might. I mean, we are kind of short on sewer funds,
right,
and we just not do it.
I'm okay with that.
That's what Darren's recommending, he's our guy.
It's crazy amount of money, but money's money.
Now, the people that get on this list are both for like pools and for like watering lawns?
Water
irrigation.
gardens, yeah.
I think it came up because we want people to keep their lawns nice, so I think
Mhm.
that's kind of what started. Right, the pool thing kind of came into it too, but.
I mean, most of the time, if somebody wants their lawn that nice, they're gonna water it no matter what.
The base fee we have for sewer is a little higher than like a normal one, so they are paying a little bit more, but they're still saving money, that's why they're signing up. Sign up. Deal. I probably would agree with Aaron in that for the 25, 30 people over the years, it used to be more, over years it's dwindled down. Is it really worth changing? We gotta go and change their accounts in the back, we gotta change it back. To give them this break too, so. I don't know if it's really worth doing it. Yeah. I don't think they save a ton of money, it's just a little bit.
But then it's staff time for doing it, and we said, talk about it. I'll make the motion that we put a pause on the sewer rate and just charge the regular water rate to the customers.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded to put a pause on the summer, proposed. It's a sewer rate, right? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yep,
sorry.
yep, that's fine. Put a pause on the proposed summer base sewer rate for the year 2026. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
Greg, do you guys go for
Motion carried.
No. You don't? No. There's still a sheet online. The city guys do it?
No.
'Cause my wife was-
I had removed that, so this is back on it, but she had removed it, so.
Like how long ago?
She looked at it 3 weeks ago because we've got a pool coming in. We want them to fill it while the guys are here because it'd take us forever to do with the garden hose.
I wanna say that was probably before we removed it.
Oh. Interesting.
I'll check.
Okay.
You can still get bulk water.
Oh,
You got a way
maybe-
of hauling it. But they're just not gonna deliver it.
Can I pretend I have a fire at the house, you guys? Put a campfire in it.
Detour next time you guys have trucks out.
Look up the fire hydrant.
The hydrant's right there, but. Okay, that's good to know.
Flushing those bad boys pretty soon.
Yeah, don't you have to flush it?
Project number 60, ordinance I&I at the May meeting. Clerk Jacob discussed potential adoption of an ordinance related to inflow and infiltration and the possible requirement for replacement of private sanitary sewer laterals as part of the street and utility improvement project. Our city attorney is still in the process of outlining, a letter outlining that process and the city's authority and the steps we would be required if the council chooses to move forward. So we will probably see a draft of that at the July meeting.
July, and I hope I'll get this letter from him that they can just email to you so you have a better understanding of what he's talking about. It's not as easy as you might think, so.
Nothing is. Project number 382. Union, asked me, 65 Union sent notice to start negotiations. Tell them to get stuff to us. We'll start as soon as they want.
Right.
Project number 195, Safety Committee. Safety Committee has met and minutes are attached.
Motion to approve the minutes. Safety meeting of May 27th.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve safety meeting minutes for May 27th, 2026. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then, Lakes Country Service Cooperative is, been administrating the city's safety program and has a proposed 3-year agreement, which is attached. And also costs for maintaining them.
And I will say I reached out to him, asked some clarification questions on it, and like anything, everybody's cost goes up. We had typically not done a 3-year contract with him, we did a yearly one. And so he did say that he would, if we wanted to go back to a yearly one and we just evaluated each year, he would do a price for 2027 of $8,350 instead of the $969.
Then I think we should do a yearly one.
I think that's better.
I'm surprised that it's so much less for not having a 3-year contract.
You should anyway,
Yeah.
at least the first year anyway.
Right? I'll make a motion to go to an annual service agreement with Lakes Country Service Co-op.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to go to an annual service agreement with Lakes Country Service Co-op in the amount of $8,359.
$350.
$350 for the year 2027. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I have nothing further to bring before the council.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.